A man in a navy suit rushed into the shop, shaking off the cold drizzle. He looked like he belonged somewhere important, confident, polished, the kind of person whose biggest problem was being 5 minutes late to a meeting. Emily didn't know his name yet, but she would remember the moment she first saw him for the rest of her life. "Rough morning?" she asked softly. He gave a tired but warm smile. "Something like that. Can I get a large black coffee?" That man was Nathan Hale, 36, CEO of Hale Tech Solutions. Nathan noticed something most customers never saw: the way Emily's hands trembled slightly as she poured the coffee, the dark circles under her eyes, the forced smile she used like armor. When their eyes met, there was something there, an unspoken heaviness, a muted ache she carried quietly. "You okay?" he asked gently. Emily blinked. No customer had ever asked her that. She nodded quickly. "Yeah, just, long shift." He didn't believe her, but he didn't push. When he took his coffee, their fingers brushed for a moment. She didn't know it then, but that simple kindness, just noticing her, would become the first thread in a story neither of them saw coming. The next morning, he returned. And the next. And the next. It wasn't the coffee that brought him back. Bean Street Cafe made decent coffee, not extraordinary. No, it was Emily, her quiet resilience, her gentle nature, the way she pushed through each day despite everything weighing on her. Over time, Nathan learned more about her. She had dreams once, art school, graphic design, but life had other plans. Money was short, family support non-existent. She had given up those dreams years ago. "You're talented," Nathan told her one day after seeing her sketch on a napkin. "Why didn't you continue?" She shrugged. Dreams cost money. Something about that answer stayed with him long after he left. One night, after closing, Emily walked home in the freezing cold. Her old car had broken down weeks ago, and she couldn't afford repairs. As she crossed a dimly lit street, she spotted a familiar car pulling over beside her. Nathan stepped out. "Emily? What are you doing walking alone this late?" She tried to laugh it off. "Car troubles." "It's fine." "It's not fine," he said, genuinely worried. "Get in. I'll drive you." She hesitated, she barely knew this man. But something in his voice felt safe, sincere. She got in. They talked during the ride, really talked. Emily shared things she had never said out loud. Not the ugly details, but just enough for Nathan to understand how hard her life had been. He didn't interrupt. He didn't pity her. He just listened. When he dropped her off, he asked, "Emily, do you ever think you deserve more than this?" She looked at her tiny rented room, the peeling paint, the flickering hallway lights. "Thinking about it doesn't change anything." That night, Nathan made a decision. The next morning, Emily arrived at the cafe to find Nathan sitting in his usual corner, laptop open, expression serious. "Emily," he said when she approached. "I need a few minutes of your time." "Off the clock." She froze, confused but nervous. "Is something wrong?" "No," he said. "Something is right. Sit." She did. He slid his laptop toward her. On the screen was a job listing, Junior Graphic Designer, Hale Tech Solutions. "Why are you showing me this?" she whispered. "Because you're going to apply for it." Her heart dropped. "Nathan. I don't have a degree. I don't have experience. I make coffee." He shook his head. "You have talent. And potential. And you deserve a real future." Tears filled her eyes, but she fought them back. "Why are you doing this for me?" "Because someone once did it for me. And because I believe in you." That was the day everything began shifting. Nathan personally helped her build a portfolio. He arranged for her to meet his design team. He encouraged her, pushed her, reminded her of her worth when she doubted herself. Emily worked harder than she ever had in her life, late-night sketching, practicing, studying tutorials on her cracked phone screen. She failed sometimes. She cried sometimes. But for the first time in years, she hoped. 2 months later, she sat in a conference room at Hale Tech, hands shaking, heart pounding. The interview began. She stumbled at first, but slowly, she found her voice. Her passion. Her story. And when they asked why she wanted the job, she said, "Because I finally believe I can build something better. And I'm ready." A week later, she received the call. She got the job. Emily cried, real, uncontrollable, grateful tears, as she held her phone. Nathan stood nearby, watching, smiling in a way that said he knew she had earned every bit of it. Working at Hale Tech wasn't easy. She faced challenges she'd never imagined, deadlines, revisions, difficult clients. But Nathan supported her, not by making things easier, but by making sure she believed she could handle them. As months passed, Emily grew, not just as a designer, but as a person. She found friends, stability, confidence. She saved money, moved into a better apartment, repaired her car. For the first time, she wasn't surviving, she was living. And yes, feelings grew too. Slowly, naturally, and deeply. Nathan never treated her like she owed him anything. He never crossed boundaries or made her uncomfortable. Instead, he let her find her strength until she stood tall on her own. One evening, a year after the day she first served him coffee, Nathan invited her to the rooftop of Hale Tech's headquarters. Seattle's skyline glowed around them. "You know," he said softly, "you changed my life too." Emily laughed in disbelief. "How?" "You reminded me what kindness looks like. And what hope feels like. I didn't realize how empty my life was until you walked into it." Emily felt her heart tighten. "You gave me a future." "No," he replied gently. "You built your future. I just held the door open." In that moment, with the wind brushing her hair and the city lights reflecting in her eyes, Emily understood something profound. Sometimes people are placed in your life not to rescue you, but to remind you that you're worthy of being rescued. They stood close, close enough to feel the warmth of each other's existence, and for the first time, Emily didn't fear the future. She welcomed it.